Welcome to this video. Now, in this video, we're going to do some problem solving on question paper for grade 10s, since they will be writing their September examination. So now, let us start without wasting any time. Let us start with the statistics. So now, the statement provided to us, it reads as follows. They say to us, a baker keeps a record of the number of scones that he sells each day. The data for 19 days is shown below. The data that we see over here, it is the what? It is the number of scones a baker sells. So this baker took a total of 19 days selling these scones. Meaning there is a day whereby he sold 31 scones, there is a day whereby he sold 36 scones, and so forth, until 19 days. Meaning this day he sold, which one has the highest number? 74. This day he sold a lot of scones. Okay, but we don't know whether it's day 2, day 3, or day 4, but within day 19, he sold a lot of scones. Now, let us read the questions. They say to us, now we are dealing with stats. We are dealing with stats. This is the stats of a baker. So now, determine the mean of the data given. When they want you to determine the mean is the same as the average. So to answer question number 1.1, to determine the mean, it is represented by X bar. We're going to say the mean of the whole data. You can start by writing your formula, whereby you say sum of what? Sum of all X values, whereby your number of terms is going to start from I to the power of n, divide by n. So now, sum of which values? That means we're going to have to add all of these values on our calculator and divide by total number of all of these values. So on my calculator, I'm going to say 31 plus 36 plus 62 plus 74. I hope you are doing that as well. Plus 74 plus 65 plus 63 plus 60 on my calculator plus 34 plus 46 plus 56 plus 37 plus 46 plus 40 plus 52 plus 48 plus 39 plus 43 plus 31 plus 66. I hope we get the same answer if I did not do any mistake. So I get 929. I hope that's all you get when you add all of these values and then divide by the total number of these values. How many of them? You don't have to count them. We are told that there are 19 days, meaning we're going to divide by 19. Or you can literally count them 1, 2, 3, 4 until 19. Okay, and therefore when we say 929 divided by 19 on our calculator, we get to 2 decimal places. We get 48 comma, let's round it to 2 decimal places because we are not told 8, 9. Okay, so that means this is the average of number of scones he sold within 19 days, or this is the mean he sold within 19 days. That will be number 1.1. 1.2, it says to us, rearrange, oh my God, the data in ascending. We're going to have to rearrange the data in ascending order and then determine the median. So ascending, we are going up, we are ascending. We are not descending, we are ascending, meaning we start with the smallest number to the largest number. So help me out. Which is the smallest? I can see that we have 31. So far, 31 is the smallest number. We have 31 and another 31. There it is. So we have 31 and another 31. And then after 31, we have 36. I see, 34. There is 34. I see 34. After 34, I see 36. I see 36. It's only 136. And then after 36, I see 37. We have only 137. After 37, I see 39. We don't have 38. 39, we have only 139. And then after 39, I see 40. We have only 140. After 40, I see 43. I see 43. We have 143. After 43, I see what? 40 what? Talk to me. 46. There is 46. We have two of them. 246. 46. 46. And then after 46, what do I see? 48. I see 48. I have only 148. And then after 48, I see, let's see, 48. From 48, I see 63. 63, I see 63. 60, I see 60 before 63. I see 60, and then I saw 63. What else did I see? 65, 62. Oh, before 63, there is 62. So that means we have 62, and then there we'll have 63. And therefore, 65. 65. After 65, what comes after 65? 66. 66. Basically, you have to do this, guys. 66. After 66, what do we have? Did I include 56? Because I see 56 here. So 56, it will be between 48 and 60. Yeah, there will be 56. And then 74. Let's count. Is it 19? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There is one thing that is short. What's that? You see now, what's short? We have 66. We have 65. 60 is there. Oh, 60 is there. 63 is there. We have only 163. Yes. 31, 31, 36. Let me see, 37, 37, 39. I see 39. 40, 40. I see it. 43. We have only 143. Yes, we have 146. Is there anything missing? 46. There are two of them. 48. Let me see. 48. I see there's 48. After 48, it's 56. And I see 56. Yes. 60. Yes. And then 60 what? 62. Yes. 63. Yes, I see 63. 65. There is 65. There is 65. Guys, what's missing here? Can you see what's missing here? Oh, I think 39 is there. Supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What's missing here? Can you guys spot a number that is missing here? Because you have to arrange them in ascending order. Is there any number that you can spot that we have missed? I think it's 52. Oh, I found it. It's 52. It's 52. So that means, let me just, I will squeeze it there. I'll squeeze it. I'll squeeze it here. Let me erase this one. So be careful when answering this. I hate it. 63, I'm erasing 63, 62, and 60. What did I erase? 63. So here we have 52, 56. What did I erase, Kana? 60 and what? 60, 63, and 62, 62, and 63. Aha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Because you wouldn't be able to determine your median if you don't arrange your data in ascending order. That's the reason, okay? So now, for a data like this, we say this, it's an ungrouped data, okay? So when you want to determine your first quartile or your lower quartile, your middle quartile, and your upper quartile, there are formulas that you can use, okay? Like, let me show you quick. The formulas that you can use, if you want your lower quartile, you can say it's 1 over, because it's quartile, it's in 4 quarters. That's why we divide by 1. That's why we divide by 4. Lower quartile, it's 1, it's the first one. 1 divided by 4, 4 quarters, and then n plus 1. And then when you want your second quartile, which is the median, the middle quartile, it's second, you're going to say 2 divided by 4 because it's 4 quarters, n plus 1. So when you divide your third quartile, which is 3, which is your upper quartile, you divide 3 is third, you still divide by 4 because we have 4 quarters, n plus 1. So question number 1.2, we have just rearranged the data in ascending order, and then we need to determine the median. So Q2, it corresponds with our median. So if you hate counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's fine. You can just utilize these formulas, whereby you're going to say 2 over 4, and then what is n? N is number of terms that are provided to us. How many numbers do we have there? We have 19 numbers. So you're going to say 19 plus 1. And therefore, when you punch this on your calculator, it's going to be 1 over 2. It's going to be, yes, 2 over 4, it's 1 over 2. Divide by 90 plus 1 is 20. You're going to get 10. Okay, so they will help you to determine the position of your quartiles. So Q2, what is the position of Q2? It's position number 10. You go to your data, you're going to count 10 because they're in ascending order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That means this will be your middle or your median term, okay? You can, without using this formula, you can also calculate manually if you feel comfortable with that. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see, we still get this as our median, even if we do manually. Or you can just utilize the formulas. They help you to determine the position of your quartiles, okay? So to answer question number 1.2, we just rearranged. Therefore, what is our median? We're going to say our median will correspond with 46. Remember this, it's a position, not a median. Okay, it's a position of a median, meaning your median is position number 10. You count 10 numbers before you get your median. Okay, that's how we determine number 1.2 for 2 marks. Now, 1.3 says to us, determine the lower and upper quartiles for the data. Remember, I said you can use this. And when you determine, guys, when you want to determine the lower and upper quartile, you're not going to determine lower and upper quartile on a data like this. This data, it is not arranged. Hence why we had to rearrange it. So if you still want to determine your lower and your upper quartile, what are you going to do? You're gonna use this data that you have just rearranged, okay? So that means, in fact, let's just do it over here, 1.3. So 1.3, to determine the lower quartile, which is Q1, which corresponds with lower quartile. What is the lower quartile on this data? You can use your formulas again, or you can calculate it manually. I prefer using this formula, but be careful. You only use these formulas for a data like this. This type of a data, we say it is an ungrouped data, okay? So now, let's determine the position of lower quartile. So remember, 1 over 4 open bracket. How many number of terms do we have? It's 19 days. Don't forget that. You can even count them. 1, 2 is 19. So meaning we're going to say 19 plus 1. Now, when we punch this on our calculator, it's going to be 19 plus 1. It's going to be 20. Now, what is 20 divided by 4? It's 5. We know that. So that means my lower quartile or my Q1, it is at position number 5. I go to my data, I'm going to count 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That means my lower quartile will be number 37. Easy as that. Can you see that? It will be number 37, according to this data that we have just arranged. Okay? Now, my Q2, there's Q1. My Q2 is the upper, sorry, Q3. Q3 is the upper quartile. How do we determine? If you want to determine this manually, you can say, before this, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when you want to determine the other half, you don't count this. You start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the middle of the first data. And then the middle of the second data, it's you don't include this, remember. You start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see, do we get position number 5 starting from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my Q2. But again, you can use your formula if you don't want to do it manually. What are you going to say? You're going to say 3 over 4, and therefore I have 19 points plus 1. And therefore, when you calculate this on your calculator, you're going to say 20. 20 divided by 4, it's 5. 5 multiplied by 3, it's going to be 15. Meaning Q3 is position number 15. You're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. You see, it is still number 60. Our position 15, it's number 62. So either way, you do it manual or you use your formula. Okay, that's how we determine number 1.3. Now 1.4, it says to us, draw a box and whisker diagram to represent the data. So when you draw a box with the whisker diagram, let's open up our timeline. Okay, now this is our timeline. So on our timeline, you start from where? You don't have to start from 0. Start from bit to minimum. Okay, our minimum in this case, let's go back to our arranged data. Our minimum value from our arranged data, it's going to be 31. And then our maximum is going to be 72. And then our middle, it's 46. And then the first quartile, 37. The upper quartile, 62. Let us start with the minimum first. Minimum, it's 31. You can start your data from there. You can say 31 and then you move on. And then the maximum is 74. So that means you can start at 30. It's up to you. You can start at 30 and then end at 75, since well your maximum is 74. Okay. So here at the middle, obvious, there must be middle between this, right? So meaning what I want to do is that I want to determine the middle value, how much is going to be the middle value, right? So that means, let me say plus 30, I get, maybe this could be 52,5, something like that, but I'll just say here in the middle, I have 52, let me take 52, right? Now, let us plot those points, okay? Let us plot with those points. Our whiskers will be minimum and maximum, which is 31. So this is 30. I'll say my 31 is somewhere else over here. This will be my 31, right? These are our whiskers, and therefore 74 is maximum. 74 is next to 75. So I'll say my 74 is somewhere else here. And then this is our maxima, right? Now let's go to the middle points then. Now we have 37. So 37, remember here we have 31, right? So I can say 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I will say 37 is somewhere else over here. Therefore, this will be my 37. Now, the middle one is how much? It's 46. My 46 most definitely supposed to be somewhere else over here before 52. So here I will say I have 46. And therefore I go back. I want my 62. 62 is above here. So I'll say my 62, it's somewhere else, not far from 77, not far from 52. So I can take it as a middle of this. So it's going to be somewhere else over here. Let me extrapolate this. So now this will be our box and whisker diagram. Then here's our whiskers, we join them. And then here's our whiskers, we join them. And therefore this, I'm sorry about my drawing, guys. This thing, I'm not drawing properly over this thing. So this will be our box and whisker diagram. That's how we draw it. Now, let us continue with question number 2, okay? So now, question number 2, let me change my color. Question number 2, it reads as follows. It says, traffic authorities are concerned that heavy vehicles, such as trucks, are often overloaded. In order to deal with this problem, a number of weigh bridges have been set up along the major roads in South Africa. The gross, which is the total vehicle mass, is measured at these weigh bridges. The histogram below shows the data collected, it's a grouped data, collected at a weigh bridge over a month. So what we see on this histogram, we are provided with a data. Remember, this is a stats, it's a statistics collected by traffic authorities. So below the bridge, on the bridges, they use the weigh bridges to weigh the cars that are over that bridge. Okay, so those weigh bridges, they weigh the mass of the cars, right? Now, these are number of weigh bridges. On the y-axis, we have the frequency. Frequency indicates the number of weigh bridges. And then here we have the mass of vehicles. So meaning 103 weigh bridges, they weighed between this mass, between 2,500 and 4,500 kilograms, meaning 103 weigh bridges. And the 19 weigh bridges, they read within this interval of mass. Same applies to 70 weigh bridges and so forth. Now, 2.1, it says to us, write down the modal class of the data. You see, I want you to learn on how to answer these questions. Here they say, write down the modal class. So when they say class, they mean the interval. Okay? So the mode, what is the mode? Mode, it is the most occurring value or the most appearing value, a value that appears more often. So how are we going to determine the modal class? We're going to use high frequency. Now, the highest frequency of these bars is 103. So that means 103, it appears a lot. So what is the modal class of 103? The modal class of 103 is 2,500. It's whereby our x is between 2,500 and 4,500. So to answer this question, we're going to say our modal class, it is whereby x, it is what? Look, when you move from 4,500, when you go to this direction, from 2,500, when you go to this direction, you say you become less than 4,500. So we're going to say x, it's actually less than 4,500, but greater than what? But greater, you see, we're becoming greater than 2,500, but greater than 2,500. And then we include 2,500, meaning these are the cars, these are the way bridges, 103 way bridges, they read within this interval. The mass that exists between 2.5 and 4.5, the mass that was between these numbers, but this number is included. This one, it is not included. That's why we do not include equal sign over there. Now, to answer question number 2.2, they say to us, now they want us to estimate the mean gross vehicle mass of the month, for the month. So this one is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be the same as the one that we did. Here, how do we determine the mean? I know in the previous question, which is question number 1, we saw how to determine the mean. We just add the numbers, divide by the total number. So here, it is not actual mean. We get the estimate mean. The mean that we're going to get here is an estimate mean, because this data, it is grouped in intervals. So how do we determine mean in this kind of a data? This is how we determine the mean. We're gonna, here you're gonna have to open up a table, okay? For 5 marks, you're gonna have to know how to open up a table. So your table, you're gonna have the interval, okay? You're gonna have the interval. So let me write it here. We're gonna have the gross, see here, gross interval. Let me do this. This is gonna be long now, and I hate writing long things on this board, on this thing. It's not, but I'll try. Let's go. Let me just do this. So to solve 2.2, you're gonna have a table for your intervals, right? So you're gonna have gross vehicles. I'll just write V, okay? Gross vehicles in kg, and therefore here I'm gonna have frequency, and then here I'm gonna have the midpoint, and then here I'm gonna have frequency multiplied by the midpoint. Now this is how we represent this, okay? It's our table. So the first class is 2,500 less than or equals to less than what? 4,500. The second class is what? It's 4,000 y include a 4,500 x to 6,500. And the second one is gonna be 6,500. We including it, and 80,500. And the other one is gonna be 8,500, including it, and what? 10,500. And the other one is gonna be 10,500, including it, and 12,500. And then other one is gonna be 12,500, including it, and the last one, which is 14,500. Ne? So, and then here, you'll use your ruler, guys, to proper things there. And then here, we're going to have what? We're going to have total. So for this, what's the frequency for this? Frequency for that is 103, right? For this one, 103. For this one, frequency is how much? It's 19. Frequency for this one is 70. Frequency for this one is 77. For this one, it's 85. And then for this one, it's 99. Now, when you add these together, you're supposed to get 453. And then the midpoint, how do we determine the midpoint? Guys, the midpoint, it is very easy, okay? So all you do on your calculator, I know you'll be like, how to determine the midpoint and so forth. All you do on your calculator, it's simple. You're gonna add the end values. You're gonna add this plus this. Okay, you're gonna add this plus this. And then after adding this and this, you're gonna divide that by 2. You get the midpoint, you get the middle point over here. This plus this divide by 2, you're gonna get 3,500. Same applies. If you want the midpoint for this interval, you're gonna add this and this, divide by 2, you're gonna get 5,500. Same applies to here, you're gonna get 7,500. Same applies to this one, you're gonna get 9,500. Same applies to this one, you're gonna get 11,500. Remember, you add this and this. Here, you add this and this, you divide by 2. You're gonna get, for this one, you're gonna get 13,500. Okay, you don't need the total for the midpoints. And therefore here, it's frequency multiplied by midpoint, meaning 103 multiplied by 3,500. Okay, you get how much? You get 360,500. And therefore 19 multiplied by this, you're gonna get 104,500. Same applies to here. 70 multiplied by 7,500, you're gonna get 525,000. And then here you're gonna get 731,500,000. And then here you're gonna get 977,500,000. Therefore, the last one you're gonna get 1,336,500. And when you add them together, the total over here, when you add them, you're gonna get 4,035,500. This is what you get. Now, the estimated mean, now you added your frequency multiplied by your midpoint, which is this. You're going to divide by the total number of the frequency, okay? Therefore, the estimated mean in this case will be equals to 4,035,500 divided by 453. And then when you punch this in your calculator, you're supposed to get 8,908,39. Present your units, which is kg. That's how we determine the estimated mean for this question. Okay? That's how we determine an estimated mean for this question. Now, I'll take the questions after this, okay? So let me just be quick because I see. So 2.3, it says to us, which of the measures of central tendency, the modal class, or the estimated mean will be most appropriate to describe the data set? Explain your choice. Okay, so we have two. You have to choose between modal class or estimated mean. Okay, so which will be most appropriate to describe this data set that we have just got over here? Okay, so here we're going to say the estimated mean is the one that is appropriate to describe this data over here. Okay, the estimated mean. Now, what is the reason? The reason is it is more at the center of the data set, and the modal class is found at the extreme left side of the data set, which is true. Okay, so our time is going to end. Let me do another part.